Hi and welcome back. This week I'm going to show you how to make banana cake. Now this recipe is a little bit different because it has honey in it, but it tastes absolutely gorgeous and you're going to love it. First thing that you need to do is put all sort of wet melty ingredients in a pan. In here I have I think it's about 340 gram jar of Runny Honey. Look at that, all golden. I'm going to add soft brown sugar. This is all that gorgeous stuff. That goes in. This looks a lot of butter. It is. It's 280 grams of butter and that's going to go in. And lastly, 2 tablespoons of cold water. That just adds more volume to the melting ingredients. I'm going to pour that in. All I'm going to do now is put it on the hob on a low heat until it's all melted together and it'll look golden and gorgeous. While everything's on the hob melting, I'm going to get all the rest of the ingredients prepared and ready for when we combine everything together. In here I've got 4 eggs, they're at room temperature. I'm just going to beat them lightly and they'll be ready to go into the cake later. One. That's the eggs done. I'm just going to get all the flour and the bananas sorted. Let's move these out of the way. I have here 350 grams of self-raising flour and that is going to go into my big bowl. I've got the flour in the bowl, so next we need to add some flavourings and some spices. So this is ground ginger and it adds a lovely flavour with the honey and the banana. And here is some salt. This just adds, it's a flavouring, so that goes in next. And that's all the dry ingredients done. So now we're going on to mashing the banana. The butter has now melted and the flour's done and everything's ready. So I've left the bananas to last because if you do them too early, they'll just go brown and horrible. So do them last because nobody likes brown banana. These are really ripe ones, so we're just going to slice them and mash them. Look at that, see, they're a bit bruised. Perfect this recipe is for bananas that your kids won't eat because they're a bit bruised. All I'm going to do is use a fork and just mash them until it's all, well, mushy. I found using a dish with a flat bottom is easier because your fork can press down into the bottom of the dish and it makes it slightly easier to mash the banana. And once they go, they become quite mushy. And them all mushed. Now we're ready to mix it all up together. I've got my big mixer out again, but you don't need to use a big mixer. You could put it in a big bowl, use a big balloon whisk, or use a handheld mixer. All that's left to do now is to put the eggs, banana, and the butter and the honey mixture into here and give it a good old beat. Firstly, in go the eggs. Next add the banana. And lastly, our melted butter and honey. I'm going to put this down because it's easier. And I'm going to just turn it on and add this as it goes. This makes quite a runny batter, so don't worry about it. Whoops, let's get rid of that. Put that there. Get our lovely tin, and all that's left to do now, just get my spatula, is to pour it into our tin. Oops. get it all out because we don't want to waste any of this cake mixture. So we're going to eat this later. Look at that. I'm now just going to put it in the oven at 170 for about 40 to 45 minutes until it's all risen and golden brown. As you can see, things have changed since I put the cake in the oven. I have to admit I had an accident, and accidents do happen. When I got the cake out of the oven, I dropped it and it broke. I burnt my arm trying to rescue the cake and it wasn't good enough to show you, so I've made you another one. So here we have it, all gorgeous and finished, and it smells absolutely wonderful. I'm going to cut a slice. This is with my lovely hexagonal cake tin, which has left a lovely mark on my arm. There we go. Look at that. Isn't that lovely? I'm going to cut it in half so it's easier for me to take a bite, rather than me trying to take a great big bite out of this piece of cake. Oh, this is lovely. I do hope you'll have a go at making this cake. I'm going to enjoy the rest of mine with my cup of tea. I hope to see you all again next time. Don't forget to like and subscribe and click the notification button. Thank you for watching.